Bijoy, thanks so much for joining us. How did what was your first exposure to echo?
Oh, my first exposure to echo was when I was a medical resident with Dr. Morris Kotler. And after making rounds with him, he took me to the echo lab to show me a patient who we had just seen in the wards who had mitral stenosis. And I couldn't believe that you could see the heart in real time without having to cut somebody open. So that's when I got
When are we talking about? Do you remember the machine? I mean, what were we? Were we talking about a phased array, a sector scanner?
It was a sector scanner, a mechanical sector scanner. I don't remember the brand, and it must have been around 18, 20 years ago.
Okay, interesting. Did you then go on and do? I mean, you said I got to pursue. How'd you decide to major in echo?
So after doing that, I thought that cardiology was a fantastic specialty.
Right.
I actually had thought about doing neurology, but I decided to move into cardiology. And seeing where echo was going, particularly as those were the early days, I thought that this is the time to put hitch your wagon to something that is a pioneering technique. So that's how I ended up with an interest in echo.
And you had, where did you go after that? So where'd you go after that?
So from Hahnemann, I wanted to do a fellowship in cardiology, and I looked at some places, and I found a place called the Mayo Clinic where they were doing a lot of echocardiography. They had these people who were cutting slices and making pictures of it, and I applied for a fellowship in cardiology at the Mayo Clinic, and I ended up doing a fellowship in cardiology.
The developments in the field have been dramatic in our lifetime and all of this. Would you have envisioned, as you stay today, back to where you saw Morris doing that we would have come this far?
I wouldn't have envisioned all of the things that are happening today. For example, I wouldn't have thought that we would be doing 3D, 4D imaging. I did think that there was something in the 2D arena, and I did think that color flow was so beautiful that it let you see flow of blood. But no, I would not have imagined that we would be where we are today.
How did you get active in the American Society of Echo? How did that come about?
It was an interesting story. There used to be a gathering of the elite echocardiographers, which would be at some of these resort locations, and everybody had a topic, and there was a discussion and whatnot. And it was during one of those gatherings I said, well, this looks like fun, and this looks like exciting, plus this looks like I should be inside rather than outside. So I approached some of the people there. One of them was Alan Pullman, and the other one was Dick Kerber. And I said, how do I get involved in this organization? And they said, it's very simple. It's a volunteer organization, so we'll volunteer you. And before long, I was volunteered for something, and then I met somebody called as Randy Martin, who was in Minnesota for, I don't
short
remember.
Short period of time.
Yeah, before the thaw he left. But he got me involved on a trip to the Soviet Union and got me involved with the scientific sessions and things like that. So that's how my early beginnings at the American Society of Echo.
And I'm grateful I did. You became the 16th president, okay? As you look back on that, what were the challenges that you faced, or what were the things that you accomplished that you're proud of?
I think the 2 or 3 things that we achieved at that time was that the original strategic plan was already 5 or 6 years or 7 years old. So it was time to relook at the strategic plan, and then also relook at what the society was, where it was going. And I thought that it was also the change of an era from people who were the founding fathers, people who were pioneers, to some of the younger people coming in the society and becoming leaders in the society. So redoing the strategic plan was one of the things that I felt very proud of during the year that I was the president. And the second one was there was a little bit of turmoil going on between the sonographers and the physicians, that this is the only society where it's truly about the team rather than one component of the team versus the other component of the team. And the sonographers were a little bit restless. They were thinking about, starting an own society, etc. And we were able to work together and make sure that this team did not get broken up, and the dream team remained a dream team, which it is still today.
Yeah, that's an excellent point, excellent accomplishment. You've been a tremendous proponent and an excellent example really the commitment to education and teaching, and part of that's taken you all over the world. I mean, you really have traveled the world doing that. As you travel and you look back on that and think, what do you think about echo in the world, and and the American Society of Echo in the world, but really echo in the world of cardiology?
I think echo in the world of cardiology is underutilized in majority of the countries, including technologically advanced countries in Europe. Mm-hmm. It is not viewed as important a technique as it is in the United States. So I think that there is enormous opportunities to teach people, to bring awareness of the role of echocardiography. And I don't believe that there is an organization that comes close to the American Society of Echocardiography with the wealth of portfolio it has, the wealth of teachers it has, and it's one of the few societies which has embraced other societies
right.
or other people. So I think that the opportunity for the American Society of Echocardiography to be the educators, partnering and collaborating mm-hmm. with local individuals or local societies is what I feel is what the society can do. And clearly the awareness of how good this technology is still lacking in majority of the countries in the world. Interesting point.
If you look and you stand and say, okay, here I was with Morris Gottler looking at this patient, and now I have a glimpse into the future. Where are we going in the future with this field?
I think everything is going to be multidimensional. I think these devices, which are huge, are going to become non-existent, that the devices may be behind the walls, maybe somewhere else, and that we will be looking at things and acquiring things more on portable, handheld, miniaturized micro devices. And I think miniaturization is already here, but the time that we will start doing nano imaging is also coming. So I would be looking at all the nanotechnologies.
Are you glad you didn't become a neurologist?
I'm delighted I didn't become a neurologist because that is a standstill field.
We are. I really appreciate it. Any other comments you have? Anything else you want to say?
No, all I would say is that the society has been very good to all of its members, and we need to continue to foster that because this is a field that ain't going away.